You guys are in for a treat. You actually caught me working on my next publication. I'm not gonna give you the name right now, but just know I'm working on it. All right, TW, man, holla at me. All right, what advice would you give your new TWN fans on how to find your purpose? To the new fans, I would say the best way to find your purpose is to just try new things. Try new things. Try things that scare you. Try things that you would consider out of the norm for yourself. Whether it be hiking, skydiving, playing a sport you never played, going to talk to a different demographic of people that you probably never would have dialogued with before. Just trying new things, because you're not really going to know what you like and what you dislike unless you actually try things. When I had to start work and I had to try all kind of different type of jobs, I had to try all type of different type of jobs to realize what I liked and what I didn't like. And then it allowed me to start to think and cultivate what type of life that I wanted to live and how I wanted to spend my day to day, which ultimately led me to aspects of my purpose. So if you're new, just try new things, man. Go out there, meet new people, try new things, travel to new places, experiment. Experimentation is the key. You'll be surprised to find out that you're a master alchemist once you do the work. All right, question 2. What advice would you give to those who choose to ignore their gifts? Wow. To those who choose to ignore their gifts. Well, first off, the choice is yours. You have the God-given sovereign right not to choose your gifts. It's always going to be up to you. I'm here to lead you to yourself. I'm not here to be a guru, a leader, or any of that. I'm here to lead you to you, right? To the true you. If you choose not to use your gifts or choose not to embark upon your gifts, that's totally fine. Ultimately, all roads lead back to the source. Whether you're taking the long route, a detour, a shortcut, a long way, a back road, it always leads back to the source. So if you choose not to activate your gifts or embark upon your gifts, it's fine. It'll lead you to a path to make you see the contrast and the polarity between you with your gifts and you without your gifts, which ultimately still is going to make you that much more of a whole person. So yeah, all roads lead back to source. Peace. All right. Question 3. All right, how can you use your passion to achieve your goals? Wow, you can use your passion to achieve your goals the same way a car uses fuel or an electric car uses electricity. You see, this is the actual chi, this is the actual force that drives the mechanism. So this is how you use your passions and your gifts, right? It gives you that last oomph. When you're tired and you don't want to get up and work on that book or write that book or work on that project, or you don't want to go shoot those practice shots. You're tired, you don't want to get that last, you don't want to get that overtime from work. That passion, that zeal is going to give you that oomph to get over that hump. So this is how you use your passion. And it also ties into your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because once you realize why you're doing what you're doing, the how becomes that much more easier. And the passion is the actual fuel and the driving force that's going to keep you going moment by moment, day by day. No doubt. So it's a good question. In your view, why is finding one's purpose important? Finding your purpose is the most important aspect of your life. Because, again, as I stated earlier, once you know your why, it's going to actually facilitate your how. And once you know why you're here, it formulates the narrative for you. It actually gives you a holistic perspective of your own personal narrative in the story, in the movie. And that shows you how important you are. That shows you that you have a duty, you have a job, right? You have a destiny, and we also have a fate. So knowing your actual purpose is knowing who you are. It's to actually know yourself, to know why you're here. And that embodiment, that knowing, brings you a fulfillment. It brings you a power, a zeal, a zest like no other. And it differentiates the energy between someone who knows why they're here, what they're doing, and serving a duty, serving a mission, opposed to someone who's kind of lost and just trying to figure it out. So it's a stark difference. Great question. All right. Question 5. How long is too long when chasing your dream? How long is too long when chasing your dream? That's a funny question. Culturally, we say chase your dream. Let me say this. I'm gonna say this the right way.
You lock it. Go ahead.
No, let's see here. How long is too long how long is too long when chasing your dream? That is a good question. Culturally, we say chasing your dream, right? And shout out to Meek Mill. You know, he has a record label, you know, Dream Chasers, and that's what it's about. Yes, chase your dream. But that's a saying. We're not actually chasing a dream. You don't want to chase anything because if you're saying you're chasing it, that means it's fleeting from you. So it's really about aligning with your dreams. It's about the alignment, because when you align, you're actually, you know, coinciding with what you want, opposed to, you know, trying to chase a fleeting thing. So when you align with your dream, you realize you end the chase. It just becomes an alignment. It becomes an embodiment. You start to embody it. So it's never too long to chase your dream, because you shouldn't be chasing it.
All right. It said how long is too long?
Yeah, how long is too long? It's never too long.
The dream is not a goal.
Right.
So the dream is supposed to be so big that it's worth spending a life.
Exactly. There's never no time where it stops.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to. That's what I was going.
No, you good. I already know you're gonna wax deep.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's like dream versus goal. Eric Thomas said his dream was a Nobel Peace Prize. So that's a lifelong goal.
Keep going.
So you just keep going. Yeah. So it's like you never. Yeah. It should be big enough to chase for your life.
I want to implement both of those sayings. Do you have any useful tips for self-empowerment? Self-empowerment. That's a good question. Hold on. Let me think about that. For self-empowerment, I would definitely say have a regimen for yourself, especially if you're a man. Have a regimen. It's a must that you have a daily regimen. And I'm talking about from the time that you get up to the time that you lay down. You got a list of things that you do on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis or whatever duration of time works for you. But start with a regimen. You know, me personally, you're seeing bits of my regimen, my daily regimen: prayer, meditation, working out, reading, sun gazing, stretching. These are things that I have to do on a daily for my holistic health. So having a regimen is a great tool for self-empowerment. One. Two, I would definitely say reading. Reading helps, just having the ability to tap into other people's perspectives, other people's train of thought. Getting knowledge and information is very helpful. Working out, exercising is very important. Journaling, writing down your goals, having vision boards, affirmations and prayers. I pray at least 3 times a day. Just affirmations. If you're telling it to yourself, record yourself saying positive and reassuring things to yourself and play it back to yourself. Listening to high vibrational music, classical music, playing instruments, walking in nature. These are all things that are going to help you get more attuned and more clear in your communication device with yourself. And you can actually tap in with your inner self. It gives you that much more capability, and you'll find more power within that process. You'll find more power within yourself, and you'll find the wherewithal and the energy to be able to go out here and function in, the observable collective world and be in your full potential. Be your optimal whole self. Definitely having a regimen, just healthy habits, affirmations, keeping the right circle of people around you, having a positive peer group, having a realistic peer group, people who are going to check you on your BS, not just say yes all the time, not turn on you when you say no, just having real, genuine, authentic people who want to see you win and love you in your circle. Just having a regimen and having goals. I mean, once you have those goals, your focus changes because it becomes bigger than you. It becomes not just about you, it's more than you, especially if you have a family. So these are all things that are always going to pull you back into your centered, self-empowered self, no matter how chaotic it may get or stressful it may get in the world.
You're locking, bro.
Yep, this is the last one.
It's crispy.
Yep. All right, what is your view on inclusivity and social tolerance? Social tolerance, that's a really deep question. It's a powerful question, especially with the climate and the forecasted world that we're in right now. First off, we're all alike. 9 billion, 10 billion, 8 billion, who knows how many people, if there's more or less. we all are alike, but not one of us is the same. Not one of us. Not even twins, right? Even twins don't even have the same fingerprint. So we're all alike, but none of us are the same. And we also have to realize, one of my mantras that I say all the time is separation is order, right? And it throws people off because they think the opposite. They think everything has to be jumbled in one pot, and that's order. That's not necessarily order, right? Look at a crayon box. You take the big crayon box, right? Yes, all the crayons go in the box, but they go in a certain order. These colors go here, these colors go here, these tones go here, these tones go here. These crayons may be bigger than these crayons. There's still an order, right? So when it comes to the inclusiveness and including everybody, first off, we have to make sure that people that you want to include want to be included, right? You have to be wise, and you have to be omnipresent in your approach with this collective dichotomy that we deal with, right? First off, you have to make sure the people you're including want to be included. We're so quick to use these blanket statements like we and everybody and all. You're just throwing everybody in. Oh, all these males don't take care of their children, or all this demographic doesn't do this. No, that's usually never the case with any demographic. There's always wild cards, special circumstances, and variables in every situation, right? So you have to be aware of that. Social tolerance can be a tricky thing because, unfortunately, a lot of people haven't been raised with morals, with principles. They haven't been raised with the right values within their household, right? And whatever we're going to attribute that to, you have to realize that you're not going to get you from everybody. So you have some people who have insidious plans. You have some people who are having malevolent intentions against people, trying to take advantage of people. So you have to have discernment. This is why we have to set our values. Our values as a society is being tested right now. Our morality is being tested. And really, like Scripture says, this is a war about principality, not even flesh. It's really about principles. So we're seeing a principle war take place, right? So social tolerance is a hot topic. What do we tolerate? What is acceptable? What is not? That goes right in alignment with separation is order. For me, it comes down to your morals, your values, your principles, your energy, your divine creed. That's what separates us energetically. It's not based on your skin color. It's not based on your nationality. These are secondary things. It always starts with your morals, your principles, your values, your divine creed. Who are you? What do you stand for? What are you willing to live for? What are you willing to die for? Right? What are you willing to kill for righteously? Right? So this is the difference. This is the line in the sand where we say you can't straddle the fence anymore. You have to put your flag in the ground and let people know what it is and stand on it. And a lot of people are afraid to do that because they're so used to straddling the fence. You know, one week you're on the left side and then you're yelling at the right side. And the next week you're on the right side yelling at the left side. And it becomes hypocrisy on both sides. So a lot of people don't know what is what. So I say use discernment. Separation is order. When I'm saying separation, I mean energetically. If somebody isn't standing on the same morals or values as you know, let them stay over there. You don't need to mix that because as we see, things can get messy. So it's not just, hey, kumbaya, we welcome everybody in. No, that's not the case. You really have to set precedent on your value system and your moral system. So, you know, that's why I stand on that. But with all things, it's about balance. And, you know, if you can respect that, you'll find the energetic balance within that. So hopefully that helps and gives some insight to that question. Yes, indeed, to the TWN family, thank you once again. Your good brother Sir Bay, author of Your Gift, Your Passion, Your Purpose. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for supporting me. I'm working diligently on my next publication. I'll be announcing the title very, very soon. You'll get it exclusively here at TWN Network. Be sure to follow the family, TWN, on Instagram. Be sure to follow me at Sir Bay, Instagram.com. Thank you all, man. We love you all, man. Salute. Your purpose in life is to fulfill your life's purpose. Don't fake it until you make it. Be it and you will see it. Fulfillment is to the soul what the human heart is to the body. True power comes from competing with yourself.
Your gift and your passion are the two master keys to the master door called your purpose. Who am I? What am I? Why am I here? Where is here? And who's talking? Balance is the key to life. What you subscribe to, you will be buying to. One of my favorite quotes is, comparison is the thief of all joy. Success without fulfillment is a trap. Aim above your target to hit your mark. Own your narrative. A purpose is the internal condition of success. Master Bruce Lee.